This is Kenny from Business Central again. In this video, I want to show you something about financial reporting coming up in version 2025. Let's jump into the release plan here. You can just, this short URL, aka.ms/BC release plan takes you there. And let's take a look at financial reporting. So I navigate down to reporting and data analysis, and the entry here, use enhanced financial reporting capabilities. Now, this is not an unpacking video where I'm going to talk about the what, what is in the feature that will come in the Business Central release, BCLE release event video. But I want to talk about what happened, what happened with this feature, why are these things here, and also why I think these features can be of benefit to you. So let me just scroll down a little bit and go right into it. So first of all, the features that are here in this release are all coming as suggestions from partners and customers. We had some discussions about what would be benefits to financial reporting, and then we just grabbed a few of these and made them happen. And then in the next wave, I hope to be able to do the same. So for a financial report viewer, there's now the ability to hide empty row when you view a financial report. This has been possible when you export to PDF, but it didn't show when you just view the report on the screen, which now you can do that. And I think that will just be very helpful in making financial reporting easier to use, also just if you just want to check the numbers. Then there's a ton of things for financial report owners or authors. And some of these are just all the small, like what I call all the little things. But I think it's important to also take a feature and sometimes give it some love to make it what we sometimes called minimal lovable products. And for instance, an ability to describe both your reports definitions and your row and column definitions is just nice for the next person, and maybe the next person is you 6 months down the line. Maybe you have no idea what this report definition actually does. Another thing is writing introduction and closing paragraphs on the PDF versions of reports. Why would you like to do that? Well, I don't know. You tell me. I can think of a few places where it could be useful. For instance, if you have financial reports and you have some iterations, so maybe you don't know, or you do know, maybe the one you're working on right now, maybe the one you send out in circulation is not the final version. So you could write that as part of a report that this is a preliminary version. Don't use it until it's the final. And then that could be one way. It could also be like that the closing paragraph could be who was involved in auditing this. Or I don't know. You tell me. But now it's possible to have these closing and introduction paragraphs on the PDF. One thing that I'm very excited about personally is the ability to store Excel templates for financial reports and run a report with a template. We also call these report Excel layouts. This functionality have been in the product in the feature for many years, but it was kind of hidden until we did some UI changes last year. And now we're taking it further so that you can store these Excel layouts and then interact with them or run them from the page. The reason I think this is a really nice feature is that we get a lot of feedback on financial reports is that it's not only for PDF. The Excel part is also key. and having an easier way to streamline that, I think, is a really nice touch to the financial reporting feature. This guy here is not going to make it for wave 1, so and that will be updated in a later version of the release plan. That's also, release plans are our intentions, and we can't. We could either just publish everything a week before, or we can publish these when we kind of have an idea of what's coming. So that's why you need to take these release plans with a grain of salt. We need to be agile, but also not too much waterfall in the planning, somewhere in between. This feature, month-to-date column type, is just another of these nice things where you can do year-to-date. So in many reports, you probably want also a similar month-to-date type of report. And before you had to do it with a function or a formula, and now you can just do it in a column definition. The next thing here, finding a report that use a column or row definition, is what I sometimes call process lineage. It's the intention here is that you can, like, if you change a row or column definition, that definition can be used in many different reports, one or more. So how do you know what you're if you're going to change something right now, what will be the implication of this? Which reports will be affected about it? With a new action here, you can simply just see where this definition is used. Another thing, both for report authors, but actually also for consumers of financial reports, is the ability to have an accounting format with parentheses instead of minus. And you can set this, and I think this is something that a lot of people have asked for. In accounting, it's very common to have this format for your negative numbers. So now we're supporting that. And then the final thing for the authors is whenever you create a new GL account, we now have a little notification so that you can be reminded that maybe you want to change your financial reports if this new account is needed there. Now, another way to deal with this is to make sure you use account categories in your financial reports, so that any financial report is only using account categories and not the actual GL accounts. If you do that, you make your financial reporting much more stable towards changes to your chart of accounts. Finally, we have two things here. The ability to learn what is needed to kind of secure your system, which permissions are needed to run or edit a financial report. And the final thing here is telemetry on the usage and change to financial reports. This, you can think of this as auditing. You can also think of this as a way to make sure you get enough bang for your buck on your financial, like on your features. The kind of telemetry we use for this is called feature telemetry. And the nice thing about that is that we now have feature telemetry on financial reporting usage and financial report change. Means that any of the Power BI reports on telemetry already have a page that shows feature usage, and that means with this new telemetry, you can just out of the box in the Power BI report on telemetry see which reports are being used and so on. Right, so that's a little of the whys, not, and maybe also a little bit of the what came in. What I love about the things that came out in this release is that there's so much community involvement. We have more than 16,000 customers using financial reporting, and therefore, personally, I'm very, very happy that we give it some love. but the priority and the suggestions of what types of love is needed is something that came from the community, from partners and customers. So thank you a lot for that feedback, and I hope that we can repeat this for another time to get even more of these nice small. Many of these changes are not like expensive to do, but if you don't know exactly why these could be important, then why should the product team invest? And when we know the whys, then it's also much easier to get some funding to make things better. All right, that's it for now. See you another time.